Hey, welcome back to Math Quest. Hey, today I'm going to show you how to find interest rates. I'm going to show you how to calculate interest, whether you're paying it or you're receiving it, such as a savings account. But first, write this down. So I have I equals PRT. No, that's not what it stands for. Let's write this down. Let me get a pencil. I don't even have a pencil. I'm as unprepared as my students in class. Let's get this going. So, what is that for? Well, that's my interest. That's what I'm solving for, right? Interest. My P. What does P stands for? Stands for principal. No. Not the principal that's sitting in the office drinking coffee all day. No, I'm talking about principal, pal. Anyway, you'll get what I mean in a minute. Principal is the original amount of money that you have or that you borrow. Principal. And then we have R. R stands for rate. Rate is the interest that you are paying or you are receiving. You're paying it if you're receiving a loan, and you're receiving it if you have a savings account or some kind of investment. And then we have the T. T stands for time. Time. And this time right here is always calculated in years. Remember that. In fact, let's go ahead and put this in parentheses here so that you know and always remember that this is years. Because sometimes they're going to give you months. They may even give you weeks. But you need to make sure that you convert that into years so that your calculations come out correct. All right? So now we have interest, principal. Remember, interest is what we're solving for. It's going to be a quantity of money that we're going to receive or pay out, depending on whether we're saving or spending money. We have principal, which is the original amount of money that we borrow or that we save. Rate is the percent that they're charging us or that we are receiving. And time, how much time are we saving that money for, or how long is it taking us to pay off that loan? Time, and time is calculated in years. All right, that right there is it's the most important part. So make sure you got it written down, and let's look at an example. So here's the first one. Cadence puts $580 into a savings account that pays 3% simple interest. How much will she earn after 6 months and after 5 years? Good question. So let's figure that out. All right. So we said that I stood for interest, and then we had principal, our rate, and our time. The reason all of these variables are together is because to solve it, we just have to multiply them all together. That is it. Multiplication, simple. So let's see. Let's get the information that they gave us. They gave us 3%. That there is my rate. They gave me my 6 months. That there is my time. Now, notice they gave me months, and I need it in years, remember? Years. And they gave me my original amount. Can you guess what that is? That's right. It's my principal. Principal. And remember, not the one sitting in the office drinking coffee. All right. Now, let's plug them in. That's all. It's like plug and play, right? So let's plug in our principal. Right here, we have I equals 580 times my rate, which is 3%. And also, anytime you're giving a percent, remember to convert it to a decimal. The simplest, the proper way to do it is to multiply 3 by 100, right? But the easiest way, you have 3, just move your decimal twice, because that's what's going to happen when you multiply times 100, and you get 0.03. So let's put 0.03. And then our time is 6 months. Hey, how do I convert that into a year? Good question. Well, remember that years are made out of 12 months. So this is actually 6 out of 12 months, which ends up equaling 0.5 years. All right. So just to clean it up a bit, so I don't have all this here, I have 580, and I'm going to multiply times 0.03 times 0.5. Let's put all that in the calculator and see what we get. Let's see. All right, I was looking for my calculator. Did you use your trusty calculator? All right, all I have to do is multiply 580 times 0.03 times 0.5. And she will earn $8.70. That's how much money she will earn after 6 months. Oh, I lost my pen. That's $8.70. That's all they're asking me for. How much will she earn? If they were asking what is the total that she'll have in her savings account, well then I would just have to add the 580 to the 870, and that would be my total amount, which is $588.70. Does that make sense? But the most important thing is how to find the interest that you'll be earning or she'll be earning, right? It's that simple. So let's give it another shot right here. Let's take a look at this one. This one's slightly, oh, no. Let's go back. I forgot. 5 years, right? We didn't calculate for 5 years. You were just going to let me skip it? Come on. Let's do this. All right, so now 5 years. So the same thing, I already know my principal, and this time we'll do it in a different ink. We'll do it up here on top of me. Okay, let's do that. So 580, because it's still the same amount, and we're going to multiply that times 0.03 because it's still the same interest amount. But this time, it's over 5 years. So I just have to multiply that times 5. So let's go ahead and do that. 580 times 0.03 times 5. And that will be $87. Okay? If she leaves that amount in her bank for 5 years, she will make $87 on her investment. $580 plus 87 would be her total. All right? It's that simple. Let's take a look at another one that's a little different and very common too. Marco's dad borrowed $26,300 from the bank to buy a new car. The interest rate is 6% per year. How much simple interest will he pay if he repays the loan within 3 years? All right. Well, let's take a look. Within 3 years. Let me move this up a little bit. Now, our principal. Remember, interest is what we're solving for. Our principal is $26,300. Our rate is 6%, which as a decimal would be 0.06. And then we're going to multiply that times 3. Times 3 years. Go ahead and pause the video and come right back and see if you got the same thing I did. All right. So that's 26,300 times 0.06 times 3. And we got 4,734. Now pay attention here. Okay. Because the question here, it says, if he repays the loan within 3 years, right? How much simple interest will he pay? Well, he's going to pay $4,734. That's not the total amount he's going to pay. He needs to pay back the $26,300 plus the $4,734. All right? So he's going to end up paying a little over $31,000 for that car, because he's paying $4,734 in interest and $26,300 that he originally borrowed, which is our principal. I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope you understand now how to find interest. This right here is what you need to know. Remember that. IPRT, not I. Okay, IPRT. All right. I stands for interest. P is principal. Then you got your rate and you got your time, which is always in years. So if you're given months, convert those to years. All right. Hey, I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did, like always, hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you in the classroom or next time right here on Math Quest. Goodbye.